New Zealand, what do I want to say about New Zealand? In New Zealand, I guess you got to earn it. You got to earn New Zealand.
The one thing I really liked is it was that every couple of days we would move to a different place. So it was like always a new place, and when we get there wasn't speed riders there already. So we would just look at the mountain and, you know, like try to find our own lines. And sometimes we'd split up and spend the day like finding our own lines, and then the next day we'd try like to show it to each other and try to fly together as 2 ways or 4 ways or whatever.
Yeah, the whole New Zealand experience is different from any other type of ski trip we've been on. We basically had 2 big camper vans that we rented and basically just drove all around New Zealand and took what the weather gave us. So if it was predicted for good weather somewhere, we would go to that mountain. So we were constantly like checking the weathers in the camper vans, driving to the next spot, hoping that it was good.
No, I just want to say New Zealand in one word is like just beautiful. And like everywhere you look, there's just massive lakes and the mountains, and even at night, like there's stars everywhere, and it was just, the scenery was just beautiful.
We called up our buddy Asher, and he runs camps out there for Ski and Fly, and he was nice enough to let us tag along. And it was really cool because it was mostly Australians, and we just got to see old friends and also meet a lot of new people. And he runs really good camps out there for beginners to advanced, and it's just good to be part of the vibe of a boogie and just you know, go meet people and go fly. And that's what it's kind of all about.
Yeah, the ski fields in New Zealand are, for me, like I thought they were amazing. Like I grew up in a ski town in the US, and it was pretty commercialized. And so going to New Zealand and seeing these places where there's not a lot of people, and which is for me amazing. Being in a non-crowded place was super cool. Longest nutcracker line that's in the southern hemisphere, which is really cool until you do it for the second or third time, and then you're like, oh my gosh, how long is this thing? It was pretty long, and then but it was really rewarding because that was one of our best lines for speed riding while we were there, and one of the best days, I think. I'd almost say for me personally, and I think for some of the guys, like best speed riding day that we've had almost overall.
Let's talk about the Kias, man. The Kias are cool birds. They're kind of endangered in New Zealand, and there's signs everywhere about the Kias. And the thing I like the best about them is that they're ticked off. I was talking to Mason, actually, we were gonna leave our skis out overnight, and I was like, is it cool to leave them out? Thinking maybe, you know, is somebody gonna take them? And he's like, no, the Kias are gonna eat your skis. And I'm like, what? And he said, no, the Kias will eat your skis.
For me, and maybe for some of the other guys, like we felt like we were pioneering the spot a little bit, like choosing our lines, where to fly, and that's something that I haven't really got to do in France before, because speed flying, speed riding is such a big sport there already. All of these lines have been flown, and yeah, so in New Zealand we got a chance to do that, and it's tricky, you know, because sometimes you get up there and you get to that launch spot that you decide that you're going to be able to fly this one particular line. You get up there, the winds are not good, and now you actually have to ski down that line instead of have the ability to fly the spots that you're not confident skiing. So it was a big learning curve for me, that you have to be able to pick a line that you can fly, pick a line that's going to look good, pick a line that somebody's going to be able to follow you, and also pick a line that you're actually going to be able to ski back down again if needs be, if the weather turns or something like that. So. One more thing that I really enjoyed about it was the skinning, and like really hiking the mountain, because a lot of the lift access doesn't go to the top of the mountain, because it's organized by local people that in the summer they volunteer for a few weeks and build these lifts or maintain these lifts for as long as they have been. And because they don't go to the top of the mountain, that means putting the skins on the bottom of the skis, and really if you want the longest flight, then you have to put some effort in and get up the mountain, which was a new experience for me, which I really enjoyed. As far as big mountain progression goes, like I think that we learned a lot and our goal was achieved.
Have a nice trip, Vitor.
Totally worth it. Look at it.
It's like Spain all over again.